from Asia that will be joining us, sharing their success stories, Sabina and Ruslan. But first of all, we will start with Abdul doing a presentation about the CUNY Community College system, and then we'll give the floor to our students. We have prepared some questions for them, and we are excited to know also their stories. So Abdul, I will give you the floor. You can present yourself. You can say more maybe about what you're specifically doing, so we will understand your role better. Thank you so much for being with us today.
Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you, Alina, for helping us coordinate this. This is something we've been trying to do over 3 months. So I'm very excited to be here today to speak with all of you to learn more about what the CUNY system is and how it can be beneficial towards your journey. A little bit background about me. I am an immigrant as well. I moved to this country when I was 14 years old. I went through the process here through the whole education system, and education is something very near dear to my heart, and I want to assist students to get to the places that they need to and fulfill your dreams, right? So I have a brief presentation to share with you guys specifically about studying in Queensborough Community College and taking advantage of the 2+2 option that exists throughout CUNY to maximize on the pathways. So in the US system, you can get a lot of great degrees, right? Starting from your associate degree, bachelor's degree, your master's, doctoral, and all the other professional degrees. But one thing to understand is that associate's degree is part of your bachelor's degree. So it's the first 2 years of your bachelor's degree completion. And there are a lot of great benefits of starting your journey with an associate's degree at a community college and then navigating your journey through the next degrees, whether bachelor's, master, doctor, PhD, and all the great things, right? Community college. A community college, also known as I've just mentioned, 2-year associate degree. Community college offers technical and career training, English language training, short-term programs, and great options to study 2+2 programs. And something I'll discuss throughout this presentation, but our 2+2 program models are great as we offer guaranteed admissions to our students to some of the 4-year institutions so they can continue their journey and finish up their bachelor's degree. In the USA, over 9 million students have attended community college within the last couple of years. Approximately 45% of all undergrad students at 4-year college attended a community college. And I'm not saying this because I am here chatting with you here today, but if I was to go back to the journey, I would start off at a 2-year institution as well, build up my skill sets, save up some money, and then journey into whether the best bachelor program or master's degree. And to recap, I did go to Franklin Marshall College, got my bachelor's degree there, and then I did my master's degree at CUNY Brooklyn College. But again, the journey is rewarding either way, but you just want to be strategical how you pursue it. There are many reasons to choose a community college: lower cost, easier admissions in the application process, smaller class size, 1 extra year of OPT, which I will cover in a little bit as well. Great 2+2 programs, flexible schedule, and extra services such as tutoring, career service, athletics, and many more amenities available to you. So let's look at the cost. This is probably one of the biggest concerns a lot of students have when they're looking to study in the USA to pursue their bachelor's degree, master's degree, or their associates. Great benefit of an associate, starting off at an associate's degree, is that the tuition is a lot lower. So our tuition is $7,680 per year. So that'd be for 2 years, and this would be the amount. The great benefit of starting off at a community college is you get an extra year of OPT. So once you finish up your first 2 years, you get an OPT. However, at one of our senior colleges, the tuition is a little bit higher. You don't get OPT after your first 2 years. You get OPT after you finish your 4th year. So one can finish up their associate's degree, do 1 year of OPT, and then apply to a bachelor's program, finish that, and qualify for a year of OPT, right? So again, a lot of great benefits starting off. So you get to save money, but you also get to jump into the professional careers after your first 2 years. This is something that's unique about CUNY. The City University of New York system is one of the largest urban university. It is consisted of 25 colleges under one university system. So there are a lot of senior colleges, 11 of them specifically, that offers your bachelor's degree, master's degree. Um, and then there's the 7 community colleges, Queensborough Community College being here. JFK Airport is right here. The Manhattan is right here, where they also have 7 graduate honors and professional schools. So one university, 25 colleges, we all work together. So one benefit is that if you are a student at Queensborough Community College, you can take advantage of the amenities, libraries, and accesses at Brooklyn College or Baruch or Hunter or the Lehman College, right? You are part of the whole university system paying one tuition. You can also take classes at the different universities via e-permit. At Queensborough Community College, we have a lot of great programs, over 45 academic programs, 10 2+2 programs with CUNY senior colleges, which means you finish up your first 2 year, you are guaranteed admissions for the second 2 year in one of our senior colleges. AD articulation agreement with other colleges and universities such as the SUNY State University of New York, and then NYU, Columbia, Binghamton, and other universities our students have gone to. Great research opportunities in all STEM, the science, technology, engineering, mathematics, and social science programs. 70% of faculty hold doctoral or terminal degree here at Queensborough. As far as student life, a lot of great clubs and organization, 12 athletic Division III sports teams, student governments, you have fitness center, 3D labs for engineering program. And we are one of the fewer colleges in New York State that actually offers that allows students to access our 3D labs. And other parts of student activities that I want to touch base is last night we had a Thanksgiving dinner for all of our international students. So we are consistently making efforts to create events and environment where students can flourish, students can feel comfortable and confident. We have total of 10,000 students here, 333 international students, and we're always growing. So this is an exciting part of it. Once students finish up their degree here, they usually again go to Cornell, Binghamton, NYU, Stony Brook, St. John's, and many other universities. Our top 12 majors are liberal arts, health sciences, business admin, mathematics, psychology, digital arts, accounting, computer science and engineering is one of our very popular major. You have the management and marketing, computer system and information, cybersecurity, and music production. Our business program does have a 2+2 pathways directly to Baruch. So students fill out one application, go through the process, and then they're admitted. Baruch College is ranked among top colleges by the U.S. News and World Report, Forbes, and Princeton. Complete associate degree here in business, and then you would transfer over to Baruch. And then apart from computer science, you have the accounting, finance, economics, and marketing that you can transfer to. Other 2+2 programs that exist within CUNY are with your college, from Associates of Science to Bachelors of Biotechnology, Chemistry, and then Hunter College from Associates to Bachelors in Nursing. We have an excellent nursing program here at Queensborough Community College, and international students can participate in it as well. And same thing goes for John Jay and Queens College. There are a lot of great programs that you can participate in after completing your associate's degree here at Queensborough. Other ways to get accepted to Queensborough is through our ESL program at the port of entry. For students who do not have the required TOEFL, IELTS, or Duolingo scores, it's not the end of the world. There are still pathways. You just have to be willing to take the extra step by completing 1 or 2 semesters of English language training. And the Port Authority students are eligible for I-20. Once you complete the language training program, we will transition into the matriculated side of it. And that's a conversation definitely I'm more than happy to have as well. Tuition and fees. I covered it a little bit earlier. I know I mentioned the tuition being $8,088, but there are other parts of your journey that's kind of expensive. And again, I'm not going to sit here and deny New York City is very expensive. It's very expensive for me as things are consistently increasing, right? So your housing being the most expensive part of your experience. Your housing, you have your meals. Again, these are all estimate numbers of expenses. You must be able to showcase this amount to get an I-20 approved. And once that happens, it's totally up to you. Are you using this amount? If you're using less, that's great. I'm happy for you. If you're using more, and we just need to be able to understand what you can afford to be able to have this journey. We don't have campus housing here at Queensborough Community College, but I just recently just took a tour at the summit that's run by our sister college, Queens College, and they have excellent housing for their students, and we're in communication with them how we can develop and have some spaces for you guys. So if you are interested in housing on campus or near campus, please let me know, and I'm definitely more than happy to have those conversations with you. But again, this number does not mean that you're going to spend all of this, but you must be able to showcase that you have, so you can support this journey. And then to apply to Queensborough Community College, you'll have to submit the online application, select us as one of the schools on the application, and submit proof of graduation from accelerated secondary school, whether that's higher, senior secondary certificate, intermediate, pre-university. If you're you would be a transfer student if you previously attended a university. In addition to the high school documents, you're also going to have to submit the course by course evaluation. If the documents are not in English, a translation will be required. And then you can submit the documents and translation to international admissions at qcc.cuny.edu. We have the barcode here. Feel free to scan it so that you can get more additional information. But I will say this though, if you want to expedite the application process after submitting the application, forward your documents directly to international admissions team so that me and the team, we can keep an eye out for it and can help you complete the process. As far as language proficiency, we're looking for a TOEFL score of 53, IELTS of 5.5, and a Duolingo of 80. We do not require the SAT scores, and an application fee of $65 or $70 transfer application is required. And then after you're admitted, you accept the offer of admissions to QCC, apply for an I-20, and then once that happens, you get advisement, you submit your immunization, records, proof of MMR request, and then you'll attend an accepted student webinar, meet with an academic advisor, and then you're going to go in there, go to the interview at the embassy, and you're going to do a phenomenal job. And you will email me and let me know, hey, I just got my visa. I am excited. And when you arrive to the USA, you will come see me and then take a ESL test, and then we'll start this journey. I mentioned a little bit of this earlier in the last slide, but feel free to take a screenshot of this to see the process of how to apply for an I-20. There are a lot of different documents that's going to be required that you upload in the dynamic forms, including your I-20 form, affidavit of support, bank statements from sponsor, current balance of at least 44,000 US dollar within the last 3 months of the transaction history, $24,200 for anyone that's using a US or New York sponsor, housing sponsor. 2 forms of employment verification will be required. And after receiving the I-20, you're going to pay the CVIS fee, complete the DS-160, apply for F1 visa and the consulate in your home country. Again, prepare for a visa interview, learn about the visa denial prior to the appointment. I'm more than happy to have those conversations with you, but I'm sure Alina and the Education USA, they are doing a great job of preparing you guys to have successful visa interview so that you can get to the US and start this journey. To connect more with us, feel free to send me an email to me directly or the international admissions at qcc.cuny.edu. And then again, if you want to send over any documents, you want to send it over to international admissions at qcc.cuny.edu. That's from me, Elena.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Abdul. It was a really interesting presentation. I'm more than sure that our students, we have a lot of questions already. But I will first jump maybe to the success stories that we have here prepared for our audience. So we have here Sabina and Ruslan, and as they are part now of the CUNY Community College system, studying in two different colleges within the CUNY system, I think it will be very credible and very interesting to our students. How was their path in the process of applying to their colleges, and how they've got to be admitted. So okay, so we have here Sabina and we have here Ruslan. I think I will start with Ruslan. Hi guys, thank you so much for allowing time. And we have Sabina here, by the way, on campus, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so you guys can see that the student is studying there, so it's I think it gives even more credibility. Okay, Ruslan, I think you are on mute. I will unmute you maybe. Okay.
Right, thank you.
Hi. Okay, so we can start with Ruslan, I think. And one of the question is, and I will list it on the screen so everyone here can also see that. Maybe you can just say to us why you chose specifically Brooklyn College, just to specify Ruslan is studying at Brooklyn College. And as you are from Turkmenistan, and Education USA Virtual is basically covering within our initiative students from Eastern Europe and from Asia. What can you say about the transition period and how you faced it from Turkmenistan to studying in the US, and why you chose specifically Brooklyn College, and how was the application for you?
Thank you for your question. I think one of the most significant reasons for me choosing Brooklyn College was the fact that International Student Services was really helpful. So once I got admitted, I immediately got all the paperwork that I needed to fill out to get my I-20 issued. So I think that was a big part of it. Overall, I really liked the campus, and I felt like this whole thing seemed welcomed, and I thought that I will enjoy it, and I am in the process of doing just that. When it comes to challenges that I faced transitioning from Turkmenistan, I think the biggest challenge for me was um, socializing because when you come from Turkmenistan and you come to Brooklyn College, you are basically in a community that is already established. So when you come here, it's not like everybody around you is just an international student just like you. No, there's going to be students who just graduated high school right next to Brooklyn College and they're already here. So for them, this is like home. And here you are trying to, find the connections and trying to people to work with and study with. So that was quite a challenge, but I think it's part of the journey. I really enjoyed, finding new connections. I think my genuine curiosity just helped me get through that. There's lots and lots of people. It's very diverse, and I obviously did not know a lot of people and a lot of people's cultures when I just got here. But I think the genuine curiosity and trying to understand people and recognize their differences helped me out with that.
Okay. But tell me about the beginning. So you chose computer science, right? The computer
Yes.
science program, and you are now in your third year of studies. Is that correct?
Right.
Okay. And why you chose specifically this program, and why specifically Brooklyn College?
Yeah, so I think, well, computer science for me would be because I was always, passionate and curious about it. So I'd say that's why. I had some background in computer science before when I was in Turkmenistan. So when I got here, when I was applying, it was a very easy choice. Um, Brooklyn College, I think, just the fact that it's in Brooklyn and I knew the place that I'm going to stay at. So I really like that. And they have a great computer science department. So I thought it's going to be a great choice. And
Okay,
that's
perfect.
right.
And considering the fact that you were mentioning that you are passionate about the computer science, how it shaped your understanding of the field, and what areas of computer science are you most passionate about, and what you really enjoy studying currently there?
So I really enjoyed when it comes to computer science or IT overall. I think I like cybersecurity. Over summer, I got my Google cybersecurity certificate. So I am looking forward to, work in that towards that area of IT. Overall, I just like spending time with technology and computers. And I think just living here, New York being just kind of, IT hub, not only not only the US but also the world. This is the place where all the technology is, evolving, everything's happening. I think this kind of helped me understand what I really want to do in this field, if
Okay,
it's possible.
perfect. Thank you so much for the response. And okay, so you've mentioned that it's New York and it's Brooklyn. And how do you afford living there? Do you have a job now on campus? How is everything for a student, for an international student? I think that would be really interesting to our audience.
Yes, I do. There are employment opportunities, and I am working now in undergraduate admissions. I'm helping other students apply, and I'm helping other students with their application process. Um, the way I got my job was through International Student Services. So I just got the email, and there was the job listing, and I decided to apply. So now I'm here. I'm actually in the
Okay.
office.
And are you working from the first year since you've got there?
Not the first year, but the second.
Okay, good to
Yeah.
know. Perfect. And I think one of the last question that I would have for you is, I think you already mentioned that you would work in specifically in the area that you are getting your major. But how do you plan to apply for your computer science degree after graduation? Do you plan to take a master, a PhD, where you would just go straight to your OPT and get a job?
That's a great question. I'm definitely looking forward to getting an experience and working in IT. I think that's, I think I enjoy that part more than, getting a degree. I think I want to practice, and I think I want to, yeah, I will definitely apply for internships. Yeah.
Okay,
And
I would just add here another question. Tell me, please. Okay, so this is your third year.
Yes.
During this time, did you have the chance to come back home, or it was just a period that you would just do some internship, or you would just do your CPT during summers? How the life looked for you in these 3 years studying there?
So for these 3 years I stayed here, I did not go back home, unfortunately, because I
Hmm.
had, I was in the process of some medical stuff going on here, so I just couldn't. But obviously, I would go
Hmm.
back, and I think I'm planning to go back to my home country in June to visit my family. Yes, um, but even though it was far away, I think the fact that I was here nonstop, consecutively, it just helped me, you know feel more at home here. So I
Hmm.
think it was definitely for better.
Okay. Okay, good.
and,
Sounds great. And were you working during summers, or were you just taking as a break, as a summer break?
Yes, I was work. I mean, not the first year, but the second and third year. Second year to be. Yeah, I was working here. So yeah,
Okay.
now on
Okay.
the undergraduate admissions. So
Sounds great. Thank you so much for your story. I really appreciate that. Abdul, I think
thank
you
you.
wanted to add something here, and I think I've
I just wanted to attest Ruslan's experience. So prior to joining here, I was at Brooklyn College, and I've seen him flourish right in front of my firsthand. Where I've seen him during his first year orientation, as he's saying, very much nervous, very much trying to find his community. And then last 2 years of just as a student, but also just work, trade, like just seeing him work on campus, be on campus. It does take a little bit of time, but Ruslan and Sabina are great examples of what the journey looks like at the beginning and what it could shape you to be at the end. So, Ruslan, I'm super excited for you to finish up here and then continue to see you do all the great things that you're going to accomplish.
Thank you.
yes. Good luck to
Thank you
you.
very much.
Okay, so we go to story of Sabina, and Sabina is from Uzbekistan. Hi. Okay, sorry, you are on mute. I think we cannot hear you. Let's try to check the.
Sorry, yeah, it's
Okay,
unmuted
we
now.
can hear you now. Hi, how are you today? Thank you so much
Hi,
for joining us.
thank you for having me.
Okay, so I will just give you the floor. Just tell us a bit about what you're studying currently, and maybe tell us about why you chose specifically the Queensborough Community College.
Okay, so I actually have my degree from Bukhara State University from Uzbekistan in English Literature and Linguistics. And I saw, about going to natural sciences, especially STEM, computer science. So I said Queensborough Community College, especially community colleges in US, is the best places to start for people who are reconsidering their career choices or starting fresh, or who never have studied or worked before, and it's the best place to start. Yeah. So and
Okay.
why computer science? So I think it stems from my curiosity at how technology works. I have been always interested in getting deep into the computer system and knowing like how it works, how to protect ourselves from other threats. So I consider choosing this computer science information security program, which is, as our mentor Abdul Aziz mentioned, is 2+2 program. My program goes along with John Jay College, so I can transfer to John Jay College right after graduating QCC.
That's
Yeah.
great. And what year are you studying currently?
Currently, I'm at my second year. It's the third semester here.
Okay, perfect. And okay, so if you can just also tell to us, are you currently working there? How is the life there? Are you joining maybe some clubs? And if there are some clubs that can integrate you into the campus life, or how is everything looking for you at this moment? Besides, the studies, because we
Yeah,
know that the studies in the US are definitely super exceptional, and the students
correct.
go for that. But we would like to know more about your student life. Abdul already mentioned that you've had yesterday the Thanksgiving dinner,
Yeah.
but we would like to know more about how to integrate, because students wouldn't really think that for a community college you can be a part of some extracurricular activities or joining some clubs, because they would think that the campus is not that big and they wouldn't have so many options. So we want to know your story. Tell us, how is it there?
I actually have a very positive experience of being in the US and being in that college because Queensborough Community College provides a welcoming environment. And academically, it offers free tutoring for every subject that you're having difficulties with. And it offers personalized advisement with choosing your courses or career services department who will help you with finding internship opportunities. And we have like a variety of clubs, like you can choose like any. And we have as well research opportunities, and I am currently a part of CRISP research program where I'm working with my mentor on knowing more about the stock market and how we can predict the stock market in the future. It's really interesting and a good opportunity for me for my future career, because if the student has an experience as an internee or has a research opportunity, yes, they will be like, it will be easy to later find a job, as I think. Um, what else? I guess that would be all for now. If you have specific questions, you can ask me and I can answer.
Okay, perfect. Thank you so much. That is super helpful. And what about the job? Do you have a job on campus? I think I missed to ask you that.
Job, we have job opportunities. International students as well can work as a tutors here at the tutoring center. But for now, I'm not working. I'm just involved in the research opportunities because, I don't think work and research and studies, that would be a lot for me. So I'm just busy with my studies and my research.
Okay,
But yeah,
that's
yeah.
good to know. That's good to know. Thank you so much. And okay, and considering the fact that you are studying now the computer science, are there any specific areas within this field that you are particularly excited to explore after you finish with your studies? And you already mentioned that you are in your second year. Would that mean that you would just go to a transfer university and you would take the rest of your 2 years? Do you plan to take a master degree or a PhD maybe for your research that you are currently doing? What are your plans?
Okay, so especially my field is focused on the cybersecurity. And we know that with the advancements of AI in this day and age, we are now have, a lot of cybersecurity measures due to increasing cyber threats. So I want to tell you that there will always be a need for cyber specialists. So I guess I will always find a place to work. And regarding my further plans, so I am going to transfer to Georgia College after Queensborough Community College, and where I hope to, search for the internship opportunities that would be really beneficial for me to have an, hands-on experience. And then maybe I am, really thinking of going to master's or PhD, because right now, because I'm doing research, I'm really interested in doing research and what AI has to offer for us in the future. Yeah.
That sounds awesome. I wish you a lot of success with your plans. I really
Thank
hope
you.
that all of those will fulfill. Thank you guys very much for sharing your story. Those who are watching us live, they can also submit questions, because we have more questions that have been addressed during this live, and we'll try to answer them. So some of them are for Abdul and some of them are for our students. I will start with the first one. Hi Abdul, thank you for the presentation, very interesting topic. Then Ksenia is also asking, do I need to take the TOEFL or IELTS to apply to a community college? Abdul, I will let you talk about this.
Again, thank you all of you guys for listening to us, and especially Ruslan and Sabina for being here at 8 o'clock in the morning. But in general, yes, the TOEFL and IELTS are required, not just for us, but when you're applying to any university system in the USA. The TOEFL and IELTS requirement tend to change for every different institution. At Queensborough Community College, we require TOEFL score of 53, IELTS score of 5.5, Duolingo of 80. But keep in mind, the score is going to change for colleges like Brooklyn College, Hunter, Yale, Harvard, right? Everyone is going to have their own specific requirement. I always encourage, try always taking the Duolingo test. It's free. You could take it as many times as you want. And then also maybe pay for a TOEFL and IELTS. Guys, I'm not naive. I want you guys to save as much money as possible. TOEFL and IELTS are expensive in many countries. So take the Duolingo, is free. And then if you have additional resources and time, you can take the TOEFL and IELTS.
Perfect. Thank you very much. The next question, on average, how much does 1 year at a community college cost? Are there any scholarships available for students, and how much should we budget for personal expenses per month? I think you already listed that, but I don't know about the scholarships. If you can just be more detailed here.
If you allow me, if you want to reshare my screen, that's the page I have right now. So as far as budgeting, you need to be able to showcase that you have at least $44,000 to get the I-20 approved. And that's not me or Queensborough Community College saying, hey, I need to see you guys. It's the State Department, it's CVIS, everybody else that wants to help you throughout this journey. The tuition itself is only $8,088 at Queensborough, and that changes to for senior college, right? For us, if it's $360 per credit, I think at Brooklyn College is $760 per credit. So that number changes. So the tuition number changes automatically. Books and supplies, that is up to you. But I'll give you a little secret. What I used to do when I was an undergrad, I didn't have a lot of money. My parents didn't have a lot of money when I was going to college. So I used to go to the library and I used to rent out the books. And in the USA, you could rent out the books 3 times a semester. So I would rent out the book, and then when it was time to return it, I would go back and renew it, and then I would do that 3 times. By the time third time is the semester is done. So I would save all my money on books and supplies when I was in college. Transportation, I was not taking Uber every day, guys. I was walking when I could. Ruslan is a great example of transportation. Actually, I see this guy driving through campus on one of those mopeds every morning, and I'm like shocked because sometimes it's so cold that he's still doing this. But again, it just showcases that he has other needs that he has to satisfy. So I know Ruslan is definitely saving $1,500 on his transportation every semester. Personal expenses, this is all up to you too, right? Are you eating out at a, oh, so this and the meals is together. Like, are you eating at a five-star restaurant every day? Or are you trying to cook some meals at home? Are you going to supermarket and budgeting yourself? If you are able to do that, all of this number decreases. Housing is expensive, as I mentioned. So that's probably your biggest expense. But do you want to live in a five-star place, or do you want to get a roommate? Do you want to live with two or three people? Those are all good conversations to have. But all in all, you must be able to provide that you have 44,000 in funds so that when you go for the visa appointment, they're also validating and they're approving it. But again, when you come here, you spend less, that's great. If you want to buy me coffee, I'm also happy. Does that answer the question, Elena?
Okay, I just want to, yeah, sure. I just want to make it clear to our students. So as we are saying that Sabina and Ruslan are now on a, they are living on a campus. Is that correct? So for you guys, for example, how was the housing? Did you had to find this housing, and is it allowed that you are paying at this moment? So maybe the story of our students would be more clearly explained to those who are now with us. So let's just ask Sabina first, and then Ruslan. How was the housing for you? I mean, how were you looking for an accommodation? Is it a lot that you are paying currently for that?
Well, we have no dormitories in the QCC, but I have my family, my grandmother here, so I live with her. That's a plus for me. So I don't have to look for an apartment to live by my own. So yeah.
Okay, so here is an exceptional case, as I understand. What about Ruslan? Ruslan, tell us about your case.
Yeah, so Brooklyn College is also a commuter school, so we do not have dorms, unfortunately. I do have my cousin here, though, so that's the person who helped me out with housing. Yeah.
So I just want to jump in and add.
Abdul,
yeah.
Sure. What I wanted to say then, how are you helping the students with the accommodations? How are you sharing them? I mean, yeah, for sure you are giving them some solutions.
Absolutely. So Sabina and Ruslan, they're smart, right? That's why they decide to stay with family or cousins. But we do have housing in CUNY. It's called Through the Summit, and Queens College, which is, I want to say, maybe 10 minutes away from Queensborough Community College, they have their own housing facility, and we share that. So students from all CUNY campuses can actually house all together, whether that's in the city, whether that's in Brooklyn, or that's in Queens. There are housing available to students. Those are accommodation our office helps. So if you're someone that tells us, hey, when I go there, I want to do campus housing, we will give you those resources so that you can take a look at the prices and costs. It is going to be a little bit more than what Ruslan and Sabina are paying, right? But again, if you get housing in the situation of Sabina, Ruslan, or with a friend family that's less than 23,000, I'm not upset. I'm happy for you. Between two of us, I'm happy that you find a place that you feel comfortable and it's a little bit more affordable. But for the I-20 sake, we want to be able for you to showcase that in case things don't work out the way you want them to, this is the option, and this would be within the budget frame of the housing that we offer in CUNY. And I saw the apartments last week. Great apartments, nice apartments with nice views, great amenities, a lot of international students. I dormed when I was in college, so I always advocate for an experience such that, but it is expensive. I am not going to sit here and say it's not, but it's definitely worth it.
Sure. That's I think one of the challenges that that an international student struggle with when applying to a community college. But it's good that you have explained that they would have options. So yes, you guys can reach up to Abdul, and for sure he will give you more options on how to find that housing.
Yes.
Good. The next question is from Ksenia. Are there any onboarding programs for new students to help them settle in and adjust to campus life?
Of course. As soon as you get your offer of admissions, we are in touch with you from that very moment to help you navigate through the document process so that you can get to the campus safely And once you get to campus safely, we usually have 2 to 3 different types of orientation. We'll have a F1 student orientation. We'll have the J1 student orientation. Well, that would also include the international student orientation onboarding process. You'll also have a general orientation that you can be part of with the campus community. And then I am definitely in touch with you guys throughout the whole process to help you on board, for doing advisement, any difficulties, dropping classes, changing classes. Those are all good things that you can always talk to me about, but you'll have specific advisors. You'll have specific appointments and events that you can attend to make sure that you are fully prepared for the first week and the journey that you're about to embark on.
Great. Thank you so much, Abdul. The next question from Lizzie. I have a question. Is applying to a community college different than for a 4-year university? Like, is it easier to get in a community college? Just trying to understand. I will just say briefly that we also have some webinars on how to apply to a community college, Lizzie. So you can also go to our YouTube page and find a video. We did that with our colleague Ainash. So you can find more information there. But I'm more than sure that Abdul can briefly explain it to you. And he also had a slide in his presentation about the benefits of applying to a community college, but he can say it one more time, I guess.
Yeah, so great question. The great thing with CUNY application is that you get to choose both the senior colleges. That's Brooklyn, Hunter, Baruch, York, John Jay, City College. You can choose those colleges. So let's trace back. On the application, as a transfer student, you could put four colleges, and that could be any of the seniors or community colleges. In the regular general application, you can put up to 6 colleges, and that could be combination of your senior colleges and community colleges. The process in CUNY is not that much different, but it is a little bit different, right? So as far as requirements, senior colleges have a little bit higher requirement versus community colleges. Whereas, our IELTS, TOEFL requirements are lower. We're only looking at your high school equivalency and transcript. Don't tell everybody, but I think it's easier to apply to community college than to senior college.
Okay, great. Thank you so much for the tip. And next question for Ruslan. Hi, Ruslan. What was the most difficult part of the application process for you?
I think the most difficult part of application process was understanding the way CUNY application works, because the thing is, when you fill out a CUNY application, which might not be the case for community colleges, but when it comes to senior colleges, it's a one application for all the colleges. So you don't have to email the admissions directly or contact the admissions directly. Another issue, or maybe just a little caveat, is that you would need to wait for CUNY to evaluate your high school transcript. And they usually do not list the dates. So if you're looking to apply, you need to apply as early as possible so that you would not be stressed at the end when the semester is coming and your evaluation is not on the CUNY website. So, yeah.
Okay. I will give the same question maybe to Sabina. What was one of the biggest challenge for you, Sabina, when you were applying?
The biggest challenge for me was getting my transcripts from my lyceum, let's say high school, because I have graduated from my bachelor's back in Uzbekistan, and I was in capital for my master's. So I had to go back to ask for the director of that lyceum to give a sign for my transcript so that I could send it to the evaluation center so that they could evaluate and send back to the colleges that I was applying to. Yeah, that was the biggest challenge for me, like getting the transcript.
Okay, good. So that's why I think we have Abdul also. I'm more than sure that the students who are struggling with their application, they can reach directly to him or to the admission commission. I think that's a regular thing, and they can have this option of reaching to the admission commission. Abdul, you wanted to say something here?
No, I mean, just to add to that, the process can be daunting. It can be stressful, right? And as Ruslan mentioned, one application for all universities, but that doesn't mean that you shouldn't reach out to us. What I would actually advise students that applying to Queensborough Community College, submit the application, upload it online, but then also send us an email directly, scan your documents, and then we'll be able to, that for the high school transcript, we'll be able to do the evaluation in-house. We'll be able to look at it on our ends. If you did university, you'll have to do the evaluation by yourself through like WES, ECE, or Globe. But in short, admissions team at Queensborough Community College is here to help you navigate through this process so it's less stressful for you and your family.
But would the student have the possibility to apply via Common App, or is that your platform that they have to use for sending the application? Because normally they would just fill in the Common App application and that's it. But how is it for your system?
So we're not on the Common App. So we have our own application system. I'm more than happy to put it in the chat as well. It's the CUNY official website. You just go in there and you apply. Other colleges like NYU, Columbia, the Common App is usually used by the privates and the state universities on the most part. We are a public university in New York City.
Got it. Thank you so much. The next question, and I think it was also for Ruslan, but I will ask you both guys to answer this. Do you have any tips for students who want to apply in the US? So Ruslan, let's start with you, and then we'll give the floor to Sabina.
Okay. Well, my first tip would probably be plan it out in the beginning, and I think it's very important to. It's great that you guys are here, and I think it's very important to gather all the information before you start applying, but also you got to act fast because knowing the deadlines, to not get frustrated at the end. As I mentioned before, the evaluation process can take some time. Other than that, I think just do it. Don't overthink it. If you want to apply to the US, I think you should try and do your best. Yeah, that would be my advice.
Okay, good. Sabina?
Well, my advice would be start early, because the process of applying to the US colleges
Great.
and
What about
universities.
you, Sabina? What would you advise?
My advice would be starting early your application and sending your application to the US colleges takes a lot of time, like evaluation, accepting you, and for me it took like half a year. So yeah, I sent my applications in the September, maybe October, and then I got my responses back in May. So yeah, start early and be bold. If you're not getting any answer from the community college or any college that you're applying for, write to the admission center and they will answer you right away.
I totally agree. Great tips, guys. Thank you so much. Good. The next question from Ksenia. Thanks for the response. I would also like to clarify, do I understand correctly that I can choose any language test? What is the expected level of English for successful enrollment in the US?
Yes. So you don't have to submit TOEFL, IELTS, and Duolingo. You can choose any of the ones. The scores tend to be different for different universities. Like for the CUNY community colleges, we're all aligned the same. So we're almost likely looking at 53 of TOEFL, 5.5 of IELTS, and 80 in Duolingo. However, the scores are different. Let's say at Brooklyn College, it might be 60, and IELTS of 6.5 or 6.1, and Duolingo score of like 90 or 100. And then that number continues to change. What is the expected level of English for successful enrollment? In the being able to meet the benchmark does not mean English is that's successful, right? But being able to demonstrate that, so having the willingness to converse more, have more engagement, I think that would define success in the, because once you come in here, you're going to interact with us. At Queensborough, you will also have to take a ESL exam once you get in here as well. So amazing. You submitted all these documents, and great. But we also want to see what you are actually capable of. So there's going to be another test that's actually going to define what level of English we place you in, what level of math we place you in. so that you continue to get a good grip of the English language to be successful in the second semester, fourth semester, eighth, and the ninth semesters.
Thank you. The next question from Mariam. As an international student, I'm considering pursuing a college degree to change my career path, even though I already hold a master's degree. However, I'm concerned about the implication of this decision, particularly regarding the visa process and whether it might be seen as a step backward by others. What do you think here, Abdul? And I think you already mentioned that you took your master's degree at Queensborough, right?
No, I did my master's
Was
at Brooklyn
good.
College. Yeah, but
Good.
I think Sabina is the best person to respond to this because she already had her bachelor and master's from back
Right.
home, and she successfully navigated through this process.
Yeah, right. So Mariam says she want to change her career path, right? So yeah, community college, I guess, would be the best place to start because I have my bachelor's degree and master's degree in English and linguistics, and I'm here studying computer science. And regarding the visa applications, you just have to prove that you can connect these both career paths and what are you planning to do after returning in your country? What will you contribute to? So yeah, you should be just, I don't know, true with what you are speaking to the officer. That's all.
Yes.
I totally agree. I know that might be a challenge in the visa process about thinking that it took you too long and you had this gap in your studies, and that might not be considered as your strength point, but as your weak point. But don't do that. We have a lot of cases for students that have finished their bachelor degree in their homeland, and they would just take a PhD, or they finished their both degrees, the PhD. I don't know, the master degree and their bachelor in their homeland, and they would just go after that in the States and they would take a bachelor degree. So this wouldn't be any bad things. You just need to know for sure what do you want. And here is my advice: to reach out to your advisor, to your Education USA advisor. I'm more than sure that our advisors will give you the best advice. Okay, so I think we are done with all the questions that have come during our live. I want to thank you everyone for joining us today, and and you both guys, Sabina and Ruslan, for sharing your story. Thank you, Abdul, for this nice presentation. I really hope that our audience today had the opportunity to find out so much useful information about the CUNY Community College system, and that they would, just have their they would be really curious and courageous to apply for it. So this is, this is your time to think about that. I wish you a lot of luck, Sabina and Ruslan, and finishing with your studies, and you, Sabina, going to your next college. You, Ruslan, to finish your college. So you guys are brilliant. I wish you a lot of success. I'm more than sure that you will succeed. Thank you, Abdul. I really hope that we will work on more live events in the future. It was a pleasure. And to everyone that have watched us today, thank you for being with us. And please, as said in the beginning of this video, subscribe for all the events that we have. Reach to us and give us your feedback. If you want us to talk on maybe some more topics, specifically maybe with Abdul, let us know. We would do that with pleasure. We wish you a great evening, and thank you very much for being with us today.
Thank you, everyone, for joining. Sabina, stay there. I'm going to buy you coffee, okay? I'm coming.
Thank you. Thank you,
Ruslan. Elena, thank you so much.
Thank you very much, guys.
Bye.
Have a great evening. And Happy New Year if I don't see you.
Happy New Year.
New Year.
Bye.